So, in this video, I am going to make this purller bead art piece here. So I have this sheet, and it just gets placed right there. And I'm going to put this on my table. Now, I recently made a mold like this, and my iron is still on, so what I'm going to do is actually turn it off, or unplug it, while I work on this one, because I know this one is going to take a long time, because it has a lot of different colors and different pieces. So I'm actually going to make a stopwatch to see how long this takes me. And then I will iron one side and show you what it looks like. So, then, yeah. So, watch my first video before this one to get instructions on how to put the beads on here and how to iron everything. I might still do in this video me ironing it and everything, but I am going to make sure that I do a stopwatch and show you how long this takes me. So, I hope you enjoy. This is what it looks like without any beads. Next time you see it, it'll have a bunch of beads. So, alright, so for you guys, it's only a couple seconds later. However, for me, it took me about 54 minutes to complete. So, now I'm going to plug in my iron again, and I'm going to iron this unicorn. So, last time it didn't take that long to heat up. So, and it was already heated up beforehand, so it shouldn't take too long this time around. I just have to find the appropriate size paper for what I want to do. So, I'm going to put my paper here, place it down, put my other piece off to the side, and once it heats up, you will see me again. So it's only been a couple seconds, but it is hot enough for me to use. The way I test if it's hot enough is I do not touch it. Make sure you do not touch it. That's a bad idea. If it's hot, it's gonna hurt if you touch it. So what I do is I put my hand in front of it, and if I can feel the hot, like a hot air coming off of it, that means, okay, it's ready to go, which I can feel. So, I'm going to take the handle, grab it from the back where the handle is, and place it on my piece. I'm going to go like this so that it kind of sticks to the board a little bit. Then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, shoot. Okay, so I just noticed that one of my pieces shot out while I was doing that thing. So I have to put it back on the mold as best as I can. Okay. And I have to pay extra attention to that area now. So that's a green area. Like it's the grass and everything. Now, because I'm taking extra attention to that area, when I turn this over, that area is going to be flatter than the rest of it. I'll show you with my other one how that worked. But right now, okay, good. It's good. So I'm going to start going in circular motions on half of it. I'm going on a circular motion. And I'm not pushing. I'm not pushing down on it. I'm just holding it and moving it like this. So I'm doing this, doing this, doing this. I'm going to put that away. And, alright, so I just had to pause the video because I could tell that there was a family member moving upstairs. And I wasn't sure if they were going to, talk to me or whatever. And, my mom was moving upstairs. Sometimes when she moves upstairs and notices I'm awake, she'll go and say, I love you, and I, didn't want her voice in the video. So, that's why I had suddenly paused it. So this is my thing right now. I feel like I might have burnt it a little bit, but we'll see. I'm going to add a little more pressure in this area because you can't see it through, if you don't see the mold through the paper, it's it will mean that it's not like melted enough. So you kind of have to melt it that way. So I'm doing this. Circular motions. This part here I need to work on here. Doing in circular motions. Now again, I am not applying any pressure when holding this. I'm not applying any pressure to it. Like, I'm not pushing my iron down into it. I'm just lightly touching it with the iron. You don't need pressure with the iron. The iron is hot enough. You don't need to have any pressure. So, yeah. Now, I'm going to leave that for like 5 minutes because it looks pretty hot right now. So, before I peel off the second side. So, I'm going to see. Let's see if I can peel off the first side. I'm going to attempt this. Okay, that's just peeling off the paper. I want to peel off the mold. So, alright. I'd use my flashlight, but it's not really working for this part here. I need 2 hands, and if I were using my flashlight, I would need to hold my flashlight. Ooh, I've melted that. Ooh, okay. This did not turn out as I had planned it to. Hot. Take that paper out. So, it's very, very hot right now, and I've probably ruined the mold. Yikes. But you know what? You can always get new ones. They still sell them at Michael's in the craft section. So, here's this. It's pretty clear. I've melted that. I have melted it. So, oh my gosh, it's deformed. I deformed the thing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My mold is, like, the actual mold is deformed. I've never had that happen before. So maybe I had let it on there for too long. Oopsie. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this off. This is going to be a little bit of a challenge. It has never happened to me, and I've now ruined my whole mold. But I do have another one, which is like this, and it is kind of bent. So, maybe we can still have it work, but it's never going to be the same. So, just see if we can peel one side off. This plastic is hot. Be careful when peeling it off. Oh shoot, oh shoot, oh shoot. Okay, that works. It's working, it's working, it's working. Okay. Phew! But now look at my mold I have to work with. It's all lopsided. I don't think I can fix that. Not even when it's hot. I don't think I can mold it back to the way it was. So, that is the first time that has ever happened. So, yeah. We're going to put that off to the side. We don't need that anymore. I'm going to put a piece of that paper underneath it. And then a piece on top. Just to be safe. So, now I know this is all melted and it's probably good enough without having the second one. But it's also bent. So, I'm going to adjust that and everything. So I'm going to take this. Still recording, right? Okay. I'm going to go over top of this with it a couple times here. Be careful. Be careful. If you are a younger viewer, if you are like younger and you're not in grade 7 or grade 8 or older, please let your parents or an adult in your house, or maybe an older sibling, do this step for you. Now, if you're making someone else do this step for you, you probably won't be able to do as much as you want. But as soon as you're old enough to use an iron yourself, you can do as many as you want, really. As long as your parents trust you to use an iron, which most of the younger viewers here probably, their parents won't trust them to use an iron. So I'm just going to turn this. Now this one's all deformed and it's not the greatest, but we'll see how it looks when it's done. So, alright, now let's iron there. Some more warmth there. I'm sorry I have no studio lights, or I only have one camera angle, but I'm not rich. I don't have enough money to buy studio lights and everything, and that kind of thing. So, I'm putting this off to the side. I'm going to wait for that to cool down. I'm probably going to give it at least 5 minutes. You know what? I'm needing to adjust one side here. I'm going to give it at least 5 minutes. Oops, I just dropped my phone. But that's okay. I'm going to give it at least 5 minutes. I might even give it more. Might give it like 14 minutes to, to cool down, because that stuff is hot. It's melting. So, this is the last one I'm doing tonight, but I am going to do the rest of the ones I said in my first video in other videos, other separate videos. So, this one is, okay, so let's see if that works. Alright, that somewhat works, I guess. So, that's what it looks like right now. I'm going to probably set a timer for about, let's say, 15 minutes, and then start to peel everything off, because I'm very scared because of how much how much heat I apply to this. I am very, very scared on the result that will come out. So, you know what? It's still hot, and I need to adjust something. I'm sorry. They say artists are perfectionists, and I think that's true in a lot of ways. And when it comes to art, yeah, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, because you don't know. You kind of like, I'm going to adjust this, I'm going to adjust this part, I'm going to adjust this part. But you never know if it's good. So, yeah, it's kind of a thing that artists have to be, in a way, because they need to be proud of their work they have. And if they're not proud of the work they're given, or that the work they produce, then, well, they work harder, they try and adjust something if they don't like it. So a lot of people will say that artists are perfectionists, and I actually believe it's true. It might be just a stereotype, and not all artists are perfectionists, but when it comes to art, I am a little bit of a perfectionist. But yeah, so I'm going to now make my timer, and off camera, I will wait. I will do the waiting process off camera, and in a couple of seconds, I'll be able to peel this off in the video. Okay, so I went to go move my piece, but earlier, just, move it off to the side. But when I picked it up to move it, like this, it picked it up and it dropped out. So, it's still pretty hot, I have to say, but, and bent, but it actually looks pretty good. Besides the little mess-ups that went along with it, it looks pretty good. And I was thankful that I didn't knock the table while it was still in its normal bead form, and then have it all, like dominoes, get ruined and everything. So, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this unicorn. My table is very hot right now, and because of this, so I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. We're just gonna have to wait, I guess. But my table is very hot right now because of that. So I hope you enjoyed watching my video of me creating this unicorn perler bead coaster. Always remember to like, subscribe. Remember to like, subscribe, and okay, that's a little bit of a creepy angle. Okay. Remember to comment, like, subscribe, and watch more of my videos. So, if you liked it, hit that like button. If you didn't like it, don't hit the dislike button. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me make this guy here. So, this is the smooth side. This is the bumpy side. But both are pretty smooth because I had to go over them so many times. But yeah, this one is definitely the bumpier side. You can see a bunch of these holes here. So that one's bumpier. And then this one is a lot smoother. I don't know why that is. I can apply the same amount of pressure and the same amount of going around on both sides. Yet one is always smoother than the other. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But this is my unicorn. And the reason why it's all chopped up here is because I was using a mold that had a bunch of, like, pegs that were melted down to the point where you couldn't put any beads on them because they were melted down that flat. So, yeah. And I hope you enjoyed the fact that I ruined a mold. And watching that, because I did not expect to ruin my mold so that it would be all weird like that. I did not expect that. This is supposed to be straight. It clearly is not straight. It's bumpy. That was not intended. And that has never happened before. As I said earlier in the video, it has never happened before. So, yeah. In the video, it looks like this is completely see-through, but there's actually some, like, little bits of gray in there. If you look at it really closely. And the good thing is, I thought I had burned it, but I didn't, and it stayed intact, so I'm very glad. So, and I didn't burn anything down, so I didn't start a fire with that, even though this melted way more than I had thought it would, but I didn't burn anything. So I hope you enjoyed watching me complete this piece here. Now, this piece that was cut off, it just had extra yellow. That's all it had. It was just a yellow corner. And it had, and the unicorn had one more bead, making the unicorn's horn a little bit longer. But that couldn't fit because of the fact that it was all flat. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this and watching me fail at the very end. So, yeah, and I did this one in the last video. In the last video, I made this YouTube play button. So, oops. The video might be backwards. Okay. So, there's that way. There's that way. I don't know which way the video is going to pick up as the right symbol. I think this is the right way for sure, but when I'm explaining it, I'm looking at it this way or whatever, weird like that. Anyway, so, yeah. I hope you enjoyed watching me make both these things. And always remember to comment, like, subscribe. And always remember to stay happy.